Hello and welcome. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I got like 20 new subscribers from one of my Shalagram videos. I don't know how things work. Like, alright, cool. So, welcome. I'm going to assume this video is not going to make sense if I don't give some type of intro to people. So this video is going to be about this playlist, Beings of the Earth. So for reference, that video, Australian Ammonite, is about an ammonite I found that is underneath Australia. This is center of Australia here. Western coastline, going up here, going over this way, down here, up this way, down this way. And there's a ammonite structure. I guess I can move me here. So that's what that's about. And that was pretty early on. That was like episode 20, 25 maybe. And then I noticed like this structure here, although this is carved. But it's something that we start coming across. And then Tortoise and the Bird is about the Birdman. Here's the Birdman, which at a later episode, the Birdman, I talk about the relationship of this Birdman and this to this region. Currents go this way. It's not arbitrary. It's actually based on things relating to nuances, like here, this, like it actually relates to things. That's here, the fanning out things over here, the things on the back of the head, the beak itself, even the neck. So like I started noticing even back here at the tail and the feet. And then the bird, the tortoise is actually here. Here's the bird. Here's the tortoise. With feet there. Eyeball, maybe a bit of a mouth there. And so on. Snakes on a Plane is about North America and all the snakes on it. Going down here with an eyeball here, going up this way with an eyeball here. Mouth open around something, mouth open around something. One down here, mouth open. They're all over the place here. Possibly an eyeball even going down there with like a jaw way back there. I don't know. Birdman leg day is about the Birdman's feet and legs. Through the Siphuncle is about the Australian Ammonite. The dragon is anything to do with this structure. Handbag of the Gods relates to symbols. This one specifically is about this structure, this stone, the Olmec stone, Olmec monument. Olmec Monument 19, I guess. I don't know what that was, but from the womb of Mother Earth, Florida Panther and Pink Panther and the Top Hat Cat are all about the panther, which starts here. Here's one, kind of derpy maybe. It gets cooler. There's like an outline of a jaw with a tooth. This is my first attempt at this here. Next attempt is this one, slightly adjusted, made the eyeball more there, then like over there. It's got whiskers, it's got ears, it's got an eyeball, it's got a brow, it's got nostrils, like whoa, it's got teeth, it's got a chin, and it's got a top hat. I mean, it's got all the necessary components of a panther. African goddess is about, what is it? African goddess, what is her name? Egypt. That one. Maybe she looks like this. I forget her name, sorry. But that's about her. Invasion of the Ammonites is more Ammonite structures in western United States, possibly elsewhere. Not sure why I put that one on here, honestly. Ragnarok is relating to, I believe, Nidhogg, especially, this is certainly about Nidhogg, but I think these are about Nidhogg also. And relating structures to Norse mythology. The tree of the world tree. Nidhogg, Odin's ravens. So here's Nidhogg. Let's go ahead and find Nidhogg. He's not here. Here he is. Nidhogg, complete with a swastika third eye. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. The swastika is just a symbol of importance for current flows that dates back to antiquity. Because it's of importance for current flows, it's been hijacked by false, just other things. But Nidhogg has like the glaciated side and the hot side, in the light, in the shadows. Cool ass. Nidhogg is so cool. When I saw Nidhogg, I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. Odin's ravens. Which I found Odin in Australia with 2 eyes. One of the eyes missing the eyeball. Which I talk about, I think, maybe in this episode too, Odin's ravens. I might talk about it previously more in depth, I'm not sure. But then I found a raven crow type thing here and here. He's got 2 ravens. Also nuances, there's details of the process that like match the storyline. Like this isn't just there. This is forming in the Earth's expansion process and being shaped by currents where nuances of the details shed light onto nuances of the mythology and so on. Lighting the Way is about Norse mythology again, the stags eating the trees, the leaves from the world tree. I think I went back to the ravens. Something to do with the ravens. I think just reading mythology and seeing interesting connections with the ravens more so than finding them beyond what I just showed. This is more so like a flower, I believe. I don't know if there's any creatures. I don't remember the topics of these or why I put them in this list. These are certainly related, but not so much. Okay, so I got some comments from Shaggy the Incredible Chicken now. Sorry, I don't. Awesome comments. I feel like I should like point it out because this is so cool. This has led to this video. His comments. where he pointed out here, if we look here, this astronaut, he said this astronaut is the southern coast of Europe. I can't believe I missed it. Head, body, like torso, arm, second arm, thigh, calf, foot. Looking upward. This way, this way, this way. Very much doing that. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm intrigued. Then he goes on to say, to describe this region, so using the magnetic anomaly map as well, which is awesome. Interesting, there's this right here. Maybe he might have even been drawing from that. So here's the head, arm going out. So let's go back real quick. Arm going out, and if we look at the image, he's got hands going left and right. So this is the kind of thing that the other videos I do where I'm like actually looking at the specifics to this degree. Like the hand looks like it goes this way, and maybe even one below, like one above, like if you imagine you're looking sideways, like one does it above, one does it below, where in so doing it creates this. I would, by doing it by pushing below, even maybe, where over here it pushes above, so it like pushes out the boundary maybe. And so it has a hand like at a above and below. And so in a similar way, I noticed this, like another knee goes over here and a second foot here, down here. So again, above and below, like at different elevations. Although not like this hand, I'm kind of cheating, honestly. Like it would be easier if this went like this way and there was similar gap over here instead, for just matching it to this, because it's above and below. Okay, anyway, but let's keep looking. Going up this way. Also, there's stuff, like, we're going to look at as many features as we can. Going up this way is, so I talk about this in my episode titled The Vortex Weapon, because this is, in my interpretation, after seeing it, I was like, this is, wait, I believe he pointed it out to me even, not sure, and was like, is this the vortex weapon? I think this is the vortex weapon. I was like, I think it is the vortex weapon. I'm pretty sure. Sorry if it was someone else. I'm pretty sure it's him. Okay. Who I don't even know his name, your name. Shaggy. Doing like integral aspects of this research at this point. So I feel like anyway, besides the point, maybe just deserved, due credit. That's how I feel it should be. I'm like, where's my guys? I like did stuff like, right? Isn't that how it goes? Like, fuck. Okay, so if these are hands, like here, hands, then maybe like this way, there's even like a structure here, like generally here though. He was suggesting going, I believe, this way, maybe out here, but to here, and then going over here to this way, for this body that has a hook on the end. which, if we follow this and just interpret maybe between here and here is this going this way across, because current's going this way, but maybe this like shoots a beam across to here that goes out this way and then like ultimately feeds into like especially into this region, and then ends up applying enough of a current where it spaces across like at this boundary, and then has this center here. So it's like a hook, which maybe points to things like the current went this way and hit resistance and actually went like that while forming in a way where it still has like the sequence of formation that we see. In terms of dating. So that's one aspect, and then something I noted is that here above this is this bird, serpent, feathered serpent, I think it's called also, maybe dragon, this creature that has notably what immediately drew my attention was these that are hooking off to the side, hooking off to the side, hooking off to the side from a center that has a very ammonite looking structure to it, like above the feet. Almost like there's some current flow that then leads into an ammonite, and importantly, there's a current flowing down this way, possibly down this way as well, that goes essentially over under here and under here. I'm not sure exactly. It goes into here at least, but I think it just goes across here too until pressures this way really close that like path off, and goes through those because the Earth has yet to expand. It's like a single landmass, and it just flows through those into here where this ammonite structure is. So my thought was maybe this is the ammonite structure, and then I haven't thought of it past that, like here, that structure there. And then there's a head and a tail, and my thought was maybe because the gun like bends. I also saw a hook here, like right here. So it's possible the current flow goes this way. I wonder if there's another sitting man like back here. That would be crazy. This does have a, not to say that this is what I was just looking for, but I never noticed this. It has a general path this way that does go like right in line with the East African Rift. I mean, that's being fed like this way, but maybe it's also being fed this way. Maybe not below the surface. I mean, right across there, across that, atop it even, feeding in, or just around it there. trying to think. I think that's right here. Like in that path. Ooh, these protrusions, almost like waves, like there's a flow that way. Which I guess there was, going this way, going down into this here, over there. Okay, I don't want to get too distracted, but so here's the man. Let's finish up with what I was saying with this here. Maybe I haven't looked around, but maybe he's got a body that goes this way and an eyeball over here. I mean, I guess the eyeball, like it's going in this way. Let's look again. If is this like his feet? If this is that thing, maybe the feet are over here. I don't know. Let's just move on because I have so many cool things. I want to get to something else specific. So there was the alternative. When he was describing it, I couldn't quite make out what he was saying. It's very difficult to describe these things in words. That's what's great about having an image there. But I was thinking, like, possibly generally going, like, because there's a current here, I just, like, preferentially move to it in my mind. Although, it's possible there's a current there, too, that was even more substantial, that actually rifted this side. Maybe that's, like, down here, just went down this way and rifted it. From here. It also did a similar thing here, but of smaller magnitude. Possibly, like from the Birdman head with a knee, like a body here, knee, foot. Maybe. Way less defined. Some arms. Where the current then goes that way. Because that's where the mantle puncture hole. So the mantle was punctured here by a vortex weapon. This vortex weapon we're looking at. This punctured the mantle. Here. And a current flowed out, I believe, in all directions, although I've thought about alternatives as I go. All directions, and then ended up mostly flowing this way, though. But then at some point it starts to flow over this way. Here. And out here. So it's really flowing, and possibly up here and out this way. Through it, underneath. Generally through here, but also here, and creating that space where that man is. So maybe there's a man here who shoots this way. This beam that arcs, two currents doing this. That's really a product of the current flows out of here in influencing the terrain, and water flows on the surface. I'm not sure exactly what's going on below the surface still. There's all sorts of potentials of like different, not even like one current, but multiple currents, like water-based, magma-based, ether-based, different currents all simultaneously happening. I don't know. But it looks like we got like a twin over here that's doing the same. So I would say that gives more credence to that a current shot out this way. That was even more substantial than this one. To a point where it actually ended up wobbling here when it reached this cross current that was going through here, because essentially over here a current's coming in here. I know. But a current's coming in here, it's flowing in here, and it's fanning out. Fanning out, but it ultimately goes to the furthest tip. And over here it exits, but it like gets focused to this tip as well, where it comes out there and especially ends up cutting across here, like really cutting across, holding a boundary. And that current then comes across here, interacts with the current coming down this way, creating the East African Rift. But it looks like it then interacts when it comes across here into here. It then interacts with this current that's coming this way and literally just immediately creates like a sawing effect that opens the gap between South America and Africa in this segment from that current. And then I guess in this segment from this current coming across this way, like etching here, because it also, when we looked over here, it doesn't just come out here, it also comes out above there, along here, which is causing a current along the boundary, I guess. Possibly interacting with another current, like this might have been a main current going down this way, and then like an adjacent current that went to like that point and caused that. Maybe even like multiple currents going out. I don't know if that's happening here. Let's see. If I can turn it. Okay. It's going this way. And then maybe going that way. But I could see it bending this way. Right to that point. Bending this way. Right to that point. Where Nader Crater is. Or no, that's over here. Nader Crater's here, but we might just going in this way, maybe bending that way. And there's stuff in the way. Lots of blue stuff here where this coastline is kind of eaten up. More blue stuff there too. I don't know if that matters. Okay, but let's go back to the secondary. So we see a hook. Coming off of this current even. So I was thinking in a similar manner, maybe the bird, because especially now that I'm seeing the potential that there's a main current that turned and went over this way, over here, and ended up going to Australia before the Earth expanded, like especially. And then the secondary one that stops here, it's smaller, it doesn't go as far, it's more within the continents. but maybe it fed into the ocean in a way. Because if we look at it, it's got this structure here with this little thing here, like that's very reminiscent of what's going on in the intricacies of around the device, the parts that are still part of the device. Also, it's got things coming off it there. This goes one way and another way, and then reaches down to touch this like circle, this being. Whereas over here, this doesn't touch it, but there's a being. Let's see. So my thoughts was, if right at the edge of this is again something standing like here, maybe its body goes down this way, and then it has a first upward, like off of this, going this way, a lobe over there. And then I was thinking down here, Iceland, like extending down into here where Iceland is, or Greenland even, in relationship to that. Like maybe there's things of that nature going on. Okay, I don't want to make this too long, so let's get on to Anubis. So I believe he asked me about Anubis. I believe this is the eyeball. This is like the structure here. I also noticed like a staff. So let's go to Anubis. Anubis. Eyeball. I noticed the staff here. Maybe an arm reaching out and holding it even. But I didn't look around much because instead I saw, interestingly, like the bigger one. There was the big one and the little one. I feel like I found the little one. In this case, I feel like I found the big one, the big Anubis, and I'm really excited about this because it's so cool. I think I can like almost entirely encapsulate here. So starting let's go like that and even do that. And then I'll move my head maybe. Get me out of there. I'll just be little. You can stand on my head. Here, I'll even make it so it's a little easier. I mean, his feet, that's probably good. That's probably a good spot. He's probably balanced pretty well. Okay. Okay, Anubis. Uh-oh. I just knocked him off balance. Okay. So, starting here, we see this really straight line, distinguished, that reminded me of his ears. So I kind of started here, like maybe there's an ear, and then going down here, all the way down to in here, like a nose, nostril area, mouth, with a, so if that's in the ear, and if this is like the front of his face here, then an eyeball here is kind of what I was thinking, where this structure is rounded, or possibly like more there. But I just kind of went from there, like, and then going back along the back of his head this way, we see back along this way, and then bending even. And if we look over here, we see like possibly a continuation, so it's almost like generally going across, possibly from the top of his ears, but from the back of his head really across this current that then branches down here. Like his I don't even know what that is exactly. And then this necklace thing. Kind of see something of that nature here. So, like, there's a head, a jackal head, or whatever exactly Anubis is. Maybe we can look into Anubis after I'm done doing this. But, so we got a necklace, and then a shoulder blade, pretty clear right here. Shoulder blade. Possibly this even there? I don't know. I didn't really consider all that many details, like mostly the body and other things, but not the clothes that much. I did notice the necklace, mostly. I don't see these things necessarily. I was thinking this was like his neck, like his spine, but maybe it's also reflective of these, like the two sides of it. I don't know. But, so if that's a shoulder, then maybe over here is a shoulder. I ended up thinking maybe it's here. If we real quick go over here again. So here's the chin, nose. Here's a shoulder. Here's ear going up here and across, and then across this way. And then I was thinking, because the earth is rounded, maybe his shoulder goes this way. So he's got one shoulder this way, one shoulder this way. Oops. Okay. So then we've got like basically shoulders upward, generally pretty well shown in the magnetic anomalies. And if we go down and just say, well, like that means Antarctica is his heart. Like, if anything, like he's got a hard torso type thing going on here. That's then Antarctica, because it's not in the ocean, but it's this mass making it like a nucleus, which is why it's like his heart. So then I'm thinking, like, over here is an arm, like this arm goes down and it reaches down and it holds his staff, which is going this way, going up here, extending up here to the Galapagos hotspot, which formed when the current flowing this way, and this way were all colliding and pinching in this location, creating the Galapagos hotspot, which ended up forming here initially. This was initially atop the Galapagos hotspot and slid away. All of this region, the Panthers was under South America and slid away. And this was atop the Galapagos hotspot, where current was flowing below this at the Galapagos hotspot, being fed by his staff up to the very tip of the staff. So we got a staff, and then maybe if we follow it the other way, this way, we can come to this little thing he has. Like right here, it goes around this way and around this way. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, okay. Which is by one of his feet. So maybe he's standing, or like maybe this is a foot. Like all the way across. Because essentially, if we look at again here, so we follow this. Here's his head. Here's his torso, his heart. His arm goes this way, and then the staff goes that way. Shoulder. But if we keep following it, the next thing in line is over here, which we haven't consumed yet to describe any of the features. So it's like fair game, if you will. So I kind of look at it like this is resembling his clothes, and maybe even the clothes point to some relationship to higher elevation terrain in this structure. I don't know. Like this region. And then legs. 2 legs that maybe this is a calf. And another leg somewhere. A calf. Let's go back to magnetic anomaly map. Compare. So a calf maybe here. Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. I was thinking, that's right, the Ankh. The Ankh. I need to consider Australia to be the Ankh. So he's got this, like, there's an X here that was formed in the currents, but then at the end of it, it has the center of the ammonite. Made me think that maybe that resembles the Ankh, or even if we go this way. Like, there's an Ankh in here. Possibly more than one. I didn't really look. I think mostly this is like the most distinguished one. Or possibly even going above, like all the way up here. Which he's holding in the loop in his other hand. So shoulder was, one of the shoulders was here, the other shoulder here. So maybe his arm is like this way then? This arm? This arm was, I know it's kind of crazy on the globe, but it's cool too. This arm went this way. Maybe the other arm went to Australia. Although the shoulder would go down that way. Let's get this back. Like if this is a shoulder, if this is head, this is his shoulder, this is another shoulder. I guess that could be the eye, even. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's check out. Let's check out Anubis. God of funerary rites, protector of graves, and guide to the underworld. In ancient Egyptian religion, usually depicted as a canine or man with a canine head. Assumed different roles, depicted as a protector of graves as early as the first dynasty. Anubis was also an embalmer, replaced by Osiris in his role as Lord of the Underworld. One of his prominent roles was as a god who ushered souls into the afterlife. He attended the weighing scale during the weighing of the heart, in which it was determined whether a soul would be allowed to enter the realm of the dead. Anubis is one of the most frequently depicted and mentioned gods in the Egyptian pantheon. However, no relevant myth involved him. Depicted in black, a color that symbolized regeneration, life, the soil of the Nile River, and the discoloration of the corpse after embalming. Associated with his brother Wet, another Egyptian god portrayed with a dog's head or in canine form but with gray or white fur. Historians assume that the two figures were eventually combined. Anubis's female counterpart is Anput. His daughter is the serpent goddess Kebechet. That wasn't too useful. I don't know what I might have stumbled on. Root name means a royal child. The root of the name. To decay. First of the Westerners, Lord of the Sacred Land, he who is upon his sacred mountain, ruler of the 9 bows, the dog who swallows millions, master of secrets, he who is in the place of embalming, and foremost of the divine booth. The positions that he had were also reflected in the titles he held, such as he who is upon his mountain, Lord of the Sacred Land, foremost of the Westerners. Okay. Was that just straight repeated? I don't know. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else in the images. What the... Let's go back. It's got a bunch of stuff around it. Bird. Looks like the teeth of shalograms almost. Just wonder if like a bunch of these are shapes that form in current flows that are it's possible. It's possible. Okay. I guess that's all I got for now. I didn't quite finish him in terms of like complete the connections. Like I see an honk here. I guess I should Let's see. If he goes this way, and the Ankh is there, maybe his body is more over here then? Unless this is the Ankh. And his arm is holding it. Like across this boundary. Oh, so many potentials. If that's the Ankh, that would be able to make that his body, and then his legs up over there. Anywhere over there, really, that looks most appropriate, and then he'd at least be somewhat complete. Okay, I think it had enough features, though. Just the mere fact that it had the Galapagos hotspot at the tip of his staff is so cool. It's like a current's going this way, out here, down this way, running into the resistance and going that way, that way. In terms of encouraging which direction flows are happening. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow probably, I guess. See you later.